Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 35 of the Talking with a Dad podcast. This evening, we have a few topics here, including reviews, Steve's idea for a fight island, and apparently there's a new country in our own country itself. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. It's a good episode. Stevie, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. You know what? That was like the perfect pause. If we had intro music, it would have went right there. No one wants to hear that. I'm doing good, man. How are you? How was your day? What'd you do today?
It was great. If we had an intro song, what kind of music would it be? Because
it would have to be adult contemporary techno.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking it would have to either be something like crazy, like a super heavy metal, or like a really smooth jazz, right? It had to be like either end of the spectrum, right?
No, now by smooth jazz, do you mean the hub smooth jazz, or do you mean
you've lost me immediately when you asked me about jazz? Come on, you know my knowledge of music is so little that it's actually depressing.
You know, I actually missed the Gaming with a Dad intro. I thought that was actually really well put together.
I agree. I thought it was also really well put together. I mean, I don't have a bias or anything. Can
we cut Talking with a Dad into that? Like we'll scream it when just say it. if I had to pick any music to really get the crowd going, coming into a podcast where we're trying to stay high tempo, it'd definitely be the most depressing Depeche Mode song I could find. I just want people to know what they're getting into right off the bat when they start listening to our show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down 100%. I mean, we can always cut a new intro for sure. Like, I always just thought with a podcast, we kind of do our own thing. Like every time, it's always a little bit different every time. You know, we cut that old sponsors bit. We got rid of it.
You can only do that 265 times.
Well, we still have a few more to go then. We got about 245 more times to go.
Hey, have you ever listened to any of the stock music YouTube provides for these type of shows?
Not in years.
Oh, I was going through it the other day, and I was like, man, this all sounds like Christian rock.
Well, we're on the topic of music. Have you seen what's going on with Twitch recently?
No, what's going on?
They're doing all of the clips apparently that that anyone has up on their channel. They're having a mass issue with DMCA claims.
What's that mean?
So a DMCA claim is when someone has a copyrighted piece of music. It's just music I'm going to use. And then they claim that is theirs, so they make revenue off of whatever that is on, right? Oh. And apparently Twitch has always been like a safe haven for DMCA and copyright claims and such. But recently, everyone's had to delete all the clips off their channel because they're afraid of getting their channel taken down.
Really?
Yeah, huge issue. There's a lot of channels that I watch that have link clips in their chat because it's a important part of the story or the progression of or what they're doing and where they are. So they can't do that anymore. And it's really interesting to watch people adapt. So
you know what's interesting about that is when you take it back like a few decades in regards to hip hop, a lot of the loops and cuts that you hear in old school hip hop, obviously a lot of that stuff came from pre-existing songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's amazing how long they got away with it until like a Sean Puffy Combs comes along. He's like, I'm not even hiding it anymore. I'm literally going to cut this 8-second segment up from a well-known song and make an entirely different other song out of it.
But there's intellectual property claims where you could use X amount of time of something, right? Sampling something, right? You could do that. I know the rule on YouTube is you could do 15 seconds. I think uninterrupted of a song before you have any copyright issues. Any more than 15 or 20 seconds, then you have an issue, right? So like if we were to play clips on the show, right, we could live react to clips, which I still am figuring out. I'm just being lazy about it. Like you would have to pre-screen them for music, right? And if we put music up on the show, then we would have issues.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't trust YouTube's algorithm because I feel like we can come in well under that 15-second. Like it'll be 5 seconds, and the algorithm is still like, oh no, gotcha, click.
Yeah, that's the issue with computers doing everything, and I'm a huge proponent for automation. But
what? You want a computer doing your job?
The computer couldn't do me. Computer couldn't be me.
Computer can't play like I play, live like I live. So here's the thing, right? I've been thinking about something. With Joe Rogan leaving YouTube, right? There's going to be a huge vacuum that I feel like we are positioned perfectly for.
Yeah, I agree. We have to have a clips channel though.
I'm out already canvassing the streets, starting beef with other YouTube channels. I already got like 3 channels striked already.
Oh,
I
no.
got two guys on the ropes as it is. Actually, but I say all that to say, someone that's in my small content creators support group, as I like to call it,
support group.
He actually got hit with a strike, and he when I tried to ask him the question. Actually, now I can't even post this part in the group. I usually post the shows in the group, but he got hit with a strike and he doesn't know why at all. And I was like, well, wait, don't they send you like an email or something like that explaining like in your account?
Yes, they do.
They tell you exactly why it happened, even if it's wrong, even if you don't agree with it. So
right, you have the chance to appeal and such. Yeah. When you go to your, I believe it's the video page, YouTube Studio, it'll tell you if a video has a strike on it. I've had to deal with that on past channels before, for sure. Yeah, it tells you pretty much exactly why. It tells you the time in which the infraction occurred. Right, no, for sure. They give you pretty much the exact information generally. I haven't dealt with one in a long time, but.
I meant to bring this up to you. I could have made it a topic for tonight, but while I got you here, so the provocateur conservative woman Candace Owens just got defunded and deplatformed by Patreon.
Okay,
which is not surprising, but it's interesting that they wait either. And it's not going to be the last time. And that's why I keep trying to tell people about private. Before you start saying this freedom of speech stuff, I'm like, yeah, you have freedom of speech in a public social setting, but you don't have freedom of speech on a privately owned organization's page. Like they definitely had control the flow of information, but a lot of people are up in arms about it, feeling unsecure in their position. So I started going down the rabbit hole, looking at things, like looking at other places that content creators put their stuff, and I found a few places. I forgot the name of the one place I found, and the reason I forgot it was on purpose, is because it looks like it could be one click away from being extremely sketchy. Are you following what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I like it. When are we joining this site?
Actually, I'll talk to you off air. That's going to be the next thing. Like, it is literally one click away from being like sketch. Like I was going through.
What is it? Do you remember the name of it?
No, I don't remember the name. I wanted to write it down, but then I was like, it's going to take up too much of my brain power. But there's a guy that I follow on here called David Wood, and he has his own channel, and he recently just caught his I believe his second strike over something that doesn't violate the guidelines at all. And then when he tried to appeal, he got a response in a record 5 minutes or something like
Holy
that
shit.
for the appeal. And they're like, no, we're not doing it. And so now it's funny because he's the type of guy where he's just like, well, you know what? I spent a couple of years building up this channel. I think he's got like 1 million followers now. And he was like, what they don't know about me is that I'm completely willing to burn this whole thing down to prove a point. And he means that. He absolutely means that. And so he's been on a campaign to get his channel canceled on YouTube, and oddly enough, he's not gotten another strike for the same offenses. And he's out there going, but he has I'll send you privately what the thing is, but I went to go check it out. It's interesting. There are other avenues besides YouTube, and we forget that sometimes, where you can like post stuff. And what do you think? Anyway, I went on a little tirade there. What do you think about that? What do you think about the Patreon thing, the defunding, all that stuff? Where's the line drawn?
So here's the issue, right? I can't draw a line there.
Right.
I don't know what I would, I don't know what I would call myself in this aspect, right?
Right.
But if it's a private corporation, Patreon's a private corporation, it's not publicly owned, not publicly funded, right? They could do what they want, right? They don't have to answer to anybody. They don't have to even give you a reason why they're canceling you. But absolutely, I support Patreon and the fact that they're their own corporation, their own company. That if they want to cancel someone, they want to remove them, go ahead, right? I mean, I don't think that it impedes their free speech. I don't think that it impedes their path to reaching their follower base. It just takes away one monetary pipeline, which sucks. I agree, but Patreon has every right in whatever they want to do doing that, for sure.
So I've never even can you explain to me how Patreon works? Because I thought that it was just a way for people to send you money to support your channel, right?
Yeah. So the way Patreon, the way that it's pretty accurate. That's like, let's say 98% accurate. What they do though, Patreon makes you put in tiers of things that you're gonna do, and then they hold you to that. Right. If one of your tiers is say that, you have 50 slots, $50, and for each month or when you first sign up or whatever, it's usually monthly, that I'm going to make you a custom ringtone and send it to you. Right. That you have, according to Patreon, you have to do that. Right. They're buying a service from you in that aspect. So yeah, it's a way to funnel money towards people, but generally there's a service or idea on the other side that you're owed essentially.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you did a good job explaining. I don't know why you doubted yourself. I told you, you're good at things. You just need to pay attention, man. It's called a BitChute. That's the name of the other platform. BITCHUTE.
Oh yeah, see right here. What is this? There's a video hosting service. Oh yeah, see, there's no other video hosting service other than YouTube. Let's be fair. Yeah. Vimeo is the only other one that's close, right? And that's pretty trash still. Although Vimeo, if you want to sponsor us, we're here. We love you.
We'll take it. We'll take it. I got a new mic. I'm ready for this, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, all right, well, let's just go put our stuff up on Live Leak, right? Like, it's essentially the same thing.
On what? Okay.
You don't know what Live Leak is?
No, I stay off the dark web.
Yeah,
Zach.
you should stay off of that website for sure. Live Leak is where you go, or if you want to see someone like get beheaded by ISIS.
Yeah. See, I couldn't even look at that turtle I drove by the other day. For the audience, I was driving to work the other day and I seen a turtle making its way down the road. True story. Wanted to get out and help the thing, but I realized I could not stop because the person behind me was going too fast. But yeah, they defunded Candace Owens, man. So this is not in
who that is. I had to look her up.
Do not look her up right now.
I already looked her up.
Okay. But they defunded Candace Owens, and Twitter also, before the Trump thing, the whole fact checking, they hit her with a pretty good smack. They were like, oh, you when you talk that breezy stuff, and they hit her with a whatever it is, a strike or whatever you would their version of it is.
Yeah, Twitter can DMCA things.
Yeah, and they sent it to her, and then she started complaining. Like, clearly, Twitter doesn't explain their policy, and going on a rant where you just feel self-justified. And they screen captured that and responded to us like, actually, we did respond to tell you exactly why you caught this strike. It's like it's right here.
Yeah, no, they have to be very clear with that, right? Yeah. I think they have to be fairly clear with that. Yeah, anytime you've ever gotten a strike on anything, they kind of explain to you when, where, why, and how, right?
Yeah.
They give you the information that you need to assess why you got the strike. If that person that you are, I don't know, acquaintances with who didn't understand it, like, I don't know, reach out to someone then, right? Like, send an email to YouTube support, send an email to, I don't know, a friend that has a YouTube channel, right? They'll explain it to you, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Send it to Steve. Steve will explain it to you.
I will not. If you send me any emails, it's good to know though that the Ku Klux Klan's YouTube channel is still in compliance of all their policies.
They have a YouTube channel? You're kidding. No, I was about to say, because like you're fucking kidding, right?
So Zach, you got some new headphones, man.
I did. I got the Pixel Buds. I have them right here. I showed them off in the last episode. Talked about the PS5. You should go check that out. It's on our channel. Yeah, Pixel Buds right here. They're fairly nice. I like them. My only complaint about them so far is that they're a little bit uncomfortable. But I've also only worn them while like laying down. So maybe if I got up and walked around with them a little bit, I'd get used to them. But no, I think they're fine. As wireless headphones go, I don't think they're anything spectacular. I don't know if they're 100% worth the money, but I'll get back to you on that one for sure.
Let me ask you a question. You're usually a pretty frugal type of guy. What prompted you? Because I remember when this impulse popped up over you, man. You were just like, I'm gonna get the Pixel Buds. I'm like, well, we were talking about food a second ago. What's going on?
I need a new pair of wireless headphones. I don't know where my AirPods are. I just lost them or something. I probably left them in my old car when I sold it, to be honest. Along with my $27 and my fucking $150 sunglasses. I'm still pissed about. Although I can't wear sunglasses with glasses anyway. But No, I need a new pair of wireless headphones. I have everything else Pixel, right? I have the Pixel stand. I have one
good.
Pixel, 2 Pixels here.
What Pixel is that? That one's broken, right? You're interested in selling that one?
That's the 3XL, but it's cracked. There's a little bit of a crack in it. Not bad actually. Like it's in pretty good shape. Obviously I don't know how the battery is now. It's been off for I don't know years now. So I have everything else Pixel. I mean, I have at least one Google Home. I have a bunch of Chromecast. Like I'm pretty built into the Google ecosystem. So I decided that I was just going to keep going along with that and just buy the Pixel Buds.
So let me ask you a question. Some people thought this was kind of a throwaway product that Google came up. You know, they got billions of dollars, right? Not more than Apple, but apparently Google's just got money where they're like, hey, we'll start a gaming service. We're not going to do anything with it. We'll just do it to see if we can do it. A lot of people felt like the Pixel Buds was another throwaway project by Google, but I was like, no, I went and watched a bunch of reviews from actual people, and people really enjoy these things. Like, I did hear a few complaints about the comfortability for runners and joggers, and you know,
I'm not one of those people though.
Yeah, people who don't want to get robbed on a train in Manhattan. Like, it's not nothing you want to be able to hear, but the sound quality. I actually seen someone do an interview with those things, and they sound quality was perfect on the mic. It sounded like.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll call me one day and I'll have a minute and speak through it. I'm sure. But I don't ever really need that. I think the Google phone itself is like has a really good microphone on it, I think. So I think it's pretty clear. That or I've talked to you multiple times while I'm in my car, and my car has like the built-in hands-free or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I like him so far. I've used him for maybe 4 hours since I've got him a few days ago. But I don't know. I'm not really. I like over-ear earphones. Those would be for when I'm out in public or whatever. But I mean, obviously I can't go out in public right now, so it's not going to be used too much at the moment.
Did you make any huge proclamations to justify the purchase? Like whenever I buy something like that,
I buy it, dude. You know that.
I'm always like, if I buy this thing, I'm gonna do this so I can get in shape. In the back of my mind, I'm like,
no, I'm not. No, the only time I ever really do that, my car was one of those. I made a huge proclamation that I really needed a new car, but really I kept like I got work done on my old car. Computer parts usually, I'm like, fuck, dude, like. It's not going great. Like I was looking at graphics cards recently, and I'm like,
wow, what's wrong with your graphic card?
The computer doesn't have the performance that I think it should have. And I'm thinking the oldest part that I have right now is my graphics card, and I'm thinking maybe that could be it, but who knows? I'm really due for a new Windows OS installation for sure. I haven't done a man. I looked at my hard drives the other day, and I think I have like 4 terabytes filled to shit on my computer. So. I'm thinking that's probably a big part of it. Like, jeez. Yeah, dude, I have so many games. I have 800 or 850 gigs worth of fucking talking with a dad content. Like, good God. I have so much stuff on here. No, it's all archived. You gotta archive it, I think. Because one day we'll go back. When we hit 1 million subs, we're gonna go back and watch our first video. And we're gonna live react to it. We're gonna be on a beach somewhere. With fucking fruity beverages or some shit. I don't drink fruity beverages. I'll have a beer.
I'll be arguing over the alcohol content of my drink with the guy in the background. Like, it says 8.5, but this is clearly a 4.
This is clearly a 7.3. This is clearly a 7.3 BAC. I want 8.5, 8.6 at the minimum.
Let me finish. Quick question about your graphics card and your computer, right? What are you running right now? Right, I keep forgetting. What do you have?
I have a 1080.
You have a 1080, 8 gigs of VRAM, right?
Fuck it, I don't know. Doesn't matter. What? Sure.
Yes,
let's say 8. No, not really. Anything over 4 or 5. You never use more than that, especially the shit that I play. I never use more than that.
RuneScape is it's a resource hog. It's slowing down your computer.
Not at all. It's up all the time. Actually, I should just add it to my software on startup because it's usually like, okay, computer on, RuneScape. Now we could launch other things.
You know, there was a time in the Windows OS. Someone's gonna get mad at me for saying this, but where you wanted things to start up the way they do now. Obviously, they've had a lot of time to perfect it, right?
Yeah.
But the irony is, like, the first thing I do now
Disable everything on startup.
Yeah. Before I'm like, man, why can't I just get this program to start as soon as the computer starts? I don't have to wait for it to load.
Yeah, I mean, as far back as Windows 7, you could always drag that into items on startup. I don't know anything really before that. I think 7 was the first OS that I was really, really familiar with. A little bit on XP, but yeah, I mean, I won't do that. I have Discord launches on startup, Steam backend launches on startup, and that's it. I think those are the only 2 things that I have launched on startup. So
WebRoot starts on startup. Everything else.
No. None of that garbage. None of that antiviral bullshit. None of that scam shit that you're selling.
Listen. You need an antivirus.
Here's a proclamation. I've decided that I'm going to start playing Tarkov again.
I knew it was coming. I was stalking you guys the other night in the chat on Pat's channel, and I was like, he's going to get back into it, ladies and gentlemen. I was actually on my second channel that you don't know about, where I just commentate on your life, and I'm like, it's going to happen. It's happening right
next
now.
Patch, they're reworking one of my favorite maps. They're actually adding a whole section to it, so I want to get back in and familiar with the game again before that launch happens.
All right.
That's it. I probably won't play for long. I probably won't play like I did last wipe. I played a shitload, especially towards the end.
Just play, man. Just play. You don't even stream it.
If I enjoy it, I'll play it a lot. Right.
Okay.
But I lost a lot of enjoyment out of it towards the end of Tarkov last wipe. So we'll see. We'll see where I go. But
it's the only game people are so excited to lose their entire inventory. That's how you.
It's true.
Man, I can't wait to lose everything. Do you know how mad I would be if I woke up one day and my godlike Division 2 character was completely empty? Like, I'd literally turn the computer off and then start exacting street vengeance and justice on every person that.
Tell me about it. I had a nightmare the day that my RuneScape account got hacked. I've had a lot of. No, it hasn't. Trust me. I've made a lot of progress on my account in like the last 3 weeks. Doubled my net worth, right? Doubled my amount of gear, and I had a nightmare the other day that it was all gone, and I just thrashed everything. And I was like, everything's getting broken. Yeah, my life would be worse if that happened for sure.
Dude, how long you been working on that account, the RuneScape account? You have
I
two,
literally just looked it up. I have 6 accounts. My main account is just over 13 and a half years old. Closer to about 13 and a half years old. So
my God.
Yeah, I have another account that's just about 13 years old.
My God.
I was looking, I have was it 1,400 hours played in this account? We talked not too long ago and it was like 900.
Oh my God.
Right, 900 hours played. I put a lot. You're
putting in work on that, man. But at any rate, so you're happy with the Pixel Buds?
Yeah, that's where we started this conversation.
No, because I wish you would have told me about the Tarkov thing. That would have made it into the deeper conversation. But I know I get the psychology of you now. You don't want to talk it up too much and then be frustrated.
No, I mean we could talk about it. I mean,
listen. I'm just gonna outright say it, man. I think you're scared. I think you're scared that you're gonna have a good time. I think you're scared
not at all.
Get sucked back into the world of FPS.
No, I have a lot of time on my hands right now, and I don't mind getting roped back into it. I really fear that I'm not gonna have a good time. Right. My issue is I spent $150 on this game. Trust me, I've got my money's worth out of the time that I've played on it. But when I go back and when I spend a lot of money on these games, right? Modern Warfare 2 is an example. I've bought it on like 4 different consoles or something. Grand Theft Auto 5, Skyrim, I've purchased all multiple times, right? And these are games that I look back upon fondly, and I go back and play every once in a while, and I have a good time while playing. And I've spent the same amount of money on Tarkov as all the rest of them, other than I think I've spent the most money on League of Legends, and that's a fucking nightmare. But I want to go back, and when I want to play, I want to have a good time, right? And I fear that I'm not going to have a good time because I haven't played shooters in months now. Since I stopped playing Tarkov, I have not played a single shooter. I played a few hours of Valorant. Didn't like it, uninstalled it, moved on with my life, right? And I haven't played. I've been playing fucking World of Warcraft and RuneScape. So I haven't played shooters.
Some Predator hunting grounds.
I would never play that abomination of a game. Why would anyone in their right mind want to play? I'll just go play Dead by Daylight, which is a better version of that stupid game.
So what if the PC attendance for the game is dropped down to 1.5% out of the market, and it's just PS4 players?
1.5%. I bet you they're the top 1.5% though.
It's just me standing in a room with popcorn. Like, great.
I'm just happy to be here.
So we thought we were gonna get some new Call of Duty news. Nothing.
We didn't get that.
Right?
Nope. We didn't get it other than Vonderhaar LinkedIn profile changing a little bit.
Dude, you know what the crazy thing was about that, man? Like, besides you giving me kind of like a very even-handed, like, hey, this may be happening that day. So of course I went and Googled it to see what other people were saying, and there were literally people who were thirst trapping over. It was like they were just ready for it, and I do feel bad that didn't happen, but we did get the PS5 reveal. We talked about this yesterday on the Talking Heads show, and I mean, I'm still sticking with it. I like the futuristic router look, right? I like the way the new DualSense remotes look. Obviously, we're waiting to see what actual gameplay cost, all the response
price. That's all that we care about. I know how the gameplay is going to work. It's going to be a subpar gaming experience. Where is the price? I saw a meme earlier where it was like, Xbox, here's what it looks like. Fuck you for the price. And PlayStation's like, oh yeah? Fuck you? Fuck you. We're not telling you either. And I'm like, okay, that's all that I want.
I mean, so I'm thinking I'm going to throw my hat into this finally. I think it's going to be $650. $650 for the Blu-ray edition with the disc player. And I'm going to say
$550.
$514 for the digital version.
Wrong. I think you're going to look at $600 for the digital version, $700 for the one with the disc, and the Xbox is going to come in at $500.
Oh.
I've made a lot of bold statements about both of these consoles, and so far they've been pretty fucking accurate.
Yeah.
No. I've been pretty accurate. I predicted specs pretty much spec for spec on both consoles.
Didn't we read those off a sheet together?
No. I predicted it like 5 episodes in advance. And then we looked at the specs, and then the specs kind of confirmed what I was saying, and then they later confirmed what I was saying. And price is the only other thing that we haven't seen yet, and that's where I'm at. Apparently, I just breaking news here. Asheville, North Carolina is in the process of creating an autonomous zone.
Zach, listen, I tell you no lies when it comes to me consuming media about what's going on in the world. And as soon as I woke up and I saw that there was an autonomous zone in Seattle, I was like, well, I gotta go. I gotta go see what it's like. What's going on in Asheville? Please tell me what those great people are doing.
They're bordering in, they're barricading up, taking over some streets, and just they're making it their own. Sorry, I don't want to break that in. We have the topic later on coming on with that. Let's get back into the gaming talk here. I'm actually seeing reports of Call of Duty 2020 being a nightmare.
Really?
I've seen that on 3 different websites, and including Deserto, which is as far as Call of Duty news goes, is about as accurate as you can get. It says that it's rumored to be in a poor state, and that it's going to be late, and it's going to be potentially delayed, which would be the first time in history a Call of Duty game, to my knowledge, that got delayed.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
I think it's time to take the axe to the tree and
cancel Call of Duty. That's what Steve is saying right here. We can no longer be friends, my God.
Listen, some things got to come to an end, man. Some things.
No. Look, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is still going.
No. So, listen. In history, Avengers Endgame will be remembered as one of the few franchises that ended or kind of segued into the next part extremely well. DC, they had a whole team of eggheads sitting around like, why can't we do this? We see Star Wars just ended their Skywalker saga, and that was I can't even get over that. You can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what it's like to be that company and to have those two teams come together, and they're like, oh, MCU, welcome. We got you whatever you wanted. We got shrimp. We got exotic beers. What do you need?
Shrimp. Shrimp sounds so good right now.
What can we get you? And then Kathleen Kennedy shows up with the Star Wars crew, and they're like, it's graham crackers. Figure this shit out next time.
You get graham crackers and butter.
Even though we've been over this before, they did hit $1 billion for their IP. You know, $1 billion property there a couple of times over, so you can't really complain. But now you got me talking about the you got me thinking about the freaking autonomous zones. Sounds like a map in Call of Duty, right? It going to be a map. So I'm looking at the one in Seattle. So this piqued my interest immediately. You know, and it's good to be able to be cavalier about these things. Basically, what's happened is protesters loosely associated with, according to media outlets, with the Black Lives Matter movement, which whatever you want to call that, have taken over 6 square blocks in Seattle. It's actually, I thought it was 1 to 2. It's actually 6 blocks. And what they basically did is they brought in supplies so they can keep a 24-hour protest going on nonstop. So you got to normalize this. What they're not doing is they don't have guns. They're not, not marching around, even though there have been reports that they have their own security force. But how tough could these guys be? It's Seattle, right? Bunch of protesters.
That's a good point. They probably all have purple hair.
They're vegans, for God's sakes. They can't even hold the guns up. But yeah, they took over 6 blocks, and they've been protesting nonstop. The mayor of Seattle describes it as a summer of love type situation.
Yeah, man.
The leader of the free world says that it's insurrection, and technically they would both be right, because if I'm going to be evenly handed about the situation, what they are doing is technically illegal, right? To the core.
What do you mean?
You can't just commandeer. Zach, if you and I went to downtown where we live and just said, all right, from here to here,
it's ours.
This is ours. They would come down so hard on us, it would be like biblical.
No, also we would be fine, dude. I know everybody.
No, yeah, that's exactly why we wouldn't be fine. He's finally snapped, and his old friend doesn't seem to be doing much better either. So yeah, they took it over, and they declared it autonomous zone. We've seen something similar like this in the show called The Wire. If you haven't watched The Wire, it's a great show. Something very similar to this situation happened, and it was pretty scary. But as of right now, no murders, no deaths. Nothing like that. There have been situations where the cops have not, for a little while, they weren't coming into the Seattle autonomous zone, so they were worried about someone enforcing the law. Business owners were understandably a little shaken by the situation, not fully grasping what was going on. But as of right now, it's remained peaceful. The problem is, though, there is a huge potential problem. There is a huge homeless population and substance abuse population in Seattle nearby in this area. So the fear is that this thing could turn ugly really quickly. But so far, it's peaceful. There are people walking around barbecuing.
Oh, I love a good barbecue.
It's kind of turned into a bohemian. I don't know what they're barbecuing. They're vegans. What are they barbecuing exactly?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms are so good. It's like a little bohemian style ranch. What's going on in the other place in Asheville? You said it was.
Oh, I don't know. I clicked off of it immediately. I don't have time for this in my life. Looking at people fucking breaking off from the union. Fuck you. Go home. I'm fine with protesting, but breaking off, that's basically what the fucking Confederates did. It doesn't work.
You're using too much common sense. You're a NASCAR guy, right?
No, like not at all. I hate NASCAR.
Oh, okay. Well, they got rid of the Confederate flag. So
I saw that, and then that guy who's in the truck series retired, and he was 0-32. Did you see NASCAR destroy him on Twitter?
Was that a real post?
That was a real post. Yeah.
Can you please bring that up and read it in your order's voice so we can enjoy that with
let me see if I can.
And while you're looking for that, I'm also looking at some pictures of the autonomous zone in Seattle.
It doesn't look very good. No. It looks uncomfortable. It looks like there's some people there who
I've not bathed in quite some time.
Yeah.
But hey, we're not disrespecting the cause. We're disrespecting the people. You protest and do what you got to do. We have stayed really silent on the whole defunding and dismantling of police, and that's been purposeful. There's some things that are outside of our wheelhouse. Maybe we'll talk about it at some point, but you guys do you at this point. Did you watch any of Mr. Floyd's funeral by any chance?
No, I didn't even know it was televised.
Yeah, I watched it. It was as expected. It was heartbreaking.
It's like for sure.
It's kind of like at first it's like, wow, this is really huge. What about the social distancing? But then after a while, they brought the entire family up, and you kind of get brought back into the play because they don't want this to be a political thing. This is still about their family member they lost, and it brings the dose of reality to it. So we'll see how this whole thing. Did you find it? Did you find it yet?
I have not found it. No, maybe it wasn't a real post. I was convinced that it was, but I also don't follow NASCAR on Twitter, so I had to like go through their tweets here.
The gist of it was we apologize. We had to Google you to find out who
So essentially what it was, this guy's 0-32. He goes, you know what? I'm retiring because I'm leaving the scene because they don't allow us to roll the Confederate flag right anymore. And the reply tweet from NASCAR was, oh, excuse us for a second, but we had to look you up to figure out who you were. Goodbye.
And take your I think they refer to it as your appreciation flag or
I don't remember that part. I remember that. I remember the other stuff, but
yeah, Santana showed it to me and I was like, this is amazing. This is the slowest burn ever.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Speaking of slow burns and isolated little countries existing within another country, Zach, it's happening. We should have talked about this when it happened, but I wanted to give it a little while when they revealed it, but it's a real thing. There is an actual fight island. Yeah,
Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. It's actually the same place where the Ferrari theme park is. Is it the Ferrari? Is it the Ferrari? Yeah, it's the same island. Is it the theme park? They've actually fought there before. 2013, 2014, something like that. Maybe earlier. Yeah.
So pre-existing infrastructure and everything, they won't have to be spending a lot of money to get that up and going. But it's a real thing, man. It's happening. We got Fight Island now.
I actually clicked on the actual Yas Island website, and I don't want to go there.
You don't want to do that.
No,
get out of here. Bail.
There's a Waterworld there. There's Warner Brothers there. SeaWorld, Ferrari World. Hell yeah, dude! I would go to Ferrari World.
We got to go, man.
I would go to Ferrari World. Fuck yes. Yes.
How much do you think a flight to Dubai cost?
Right now, probably not very much.
Yeah, we get pretty good deals, right?
Yeah. We just gotta call our guy for that. Everyone has a guy for flights, right?
But okay, so do they have a card they have lined up for Fight Island? Is this the mega card?
Yes. That 3 title fight card. Peter Yan, Jose Aldo, Volkanovski, Max Holloway. There's another title fight. Usman versus Gilbert Burns, I believe, is on that.
Yeah, Masvidal's officially out, huh?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Why do you dislike Masvidal so much?
Dude, I don't like people who bite the hand that feed them. Other than John. John's my boy. But one stop, round trip, and we fly out Sunday, the 28th,
right?
Which is like 2 weeks from now. $1,900.
$1,900.
Yeah, and that's with British Airways. It's not even like the cool.
Would you say one way or round trip?
No, round trip. 1900.
Okay.
Dude, dude, it's with one stop. It's a layover somewhere. Heathrow, I think it's London. It's 21 and a half hours of travel time.
Are you serious?
Dude, it's far as shit. We leave at 6:05 p.m. out of JFK. And JFK is the worst airport to fly out of.
You couldn't get LaGuardia, Stewart, or anything like that?
I mean, we could check LaGuardia for sure.
Here's the thing about Fight Island, right?
LaGuardia is $2,200.
Hey, you pay,
and that's double layover, and that's 27 hours of flight time.
What about Newark, man? Newark's probably like $10 to fly.
Holy shit! Let's take this trip right here. It's with Air Canada, and then 2 other airlines, and it's 65 hours worth of travel. It has a 21-hour overlay and a 26-hour overlay.
Wait, did you say 65 hours of travel?
Yeah, 65 hours, dude. Dude, it has so many layovers.
You know what's crazy, man, is this is a thing that's gonna happen, but all those guys, most of those guys are gonna want to have to get down there early.
They have to fight now. They have to get down there now,
and start acclimating for it.
But to the heat and the humidity, right? That's the big issue.
And then there is a huge. Actually, what I love most about Abu Dhabi is like how much love they have for jiu-jitsu down there, and obviously mixed martial arts. Dude, we're talking about they love it.
Yeah, like, okay, that's cool and all, but the car culture in Abu Dhabi seems so fucking crazy that
yeah, dude, you got a bunch of Saudi princes coming down there every day.
Hell
man.
Yeah, dude. They have a Ferrari theme park.
And you two, don't you dare strike us for saying Saudi prince. There's nothing racially derogatory. That's a position of stature. Those guys know how to ball, dude. Like, it's just absolute truth. Absolute truth, dude.
Bro, the Mercedes 6x6, which is like the truck with three axles, was essentially made for fucking Abu Dhabi, and then in dune racing outside.
Oh man, I always wanted to go dune racing, man.
We could do it. We could do it. I know a place.
Listen, we're gonna take this trip down to Abu Dhabi, man, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to start donating right now. Yeah. We're gonna have to have someone fund us. I'm gonna have to go get a passport.
I'm not even sure if my passport's good. I need to check on that. I gotta get these things all done, man.
Oh, good old Fight Island, guys. Good old Fight Island. I want a Ferrari theme park.
Of course, man. Oh, dude, you know what? We got to start getting ready for the theme park that's going to be coming to our area pretty soon. Life is about to change.
It's not close, dude. It's not even close to being done. Like the ground hasn't even been broke on it yet. I don't think.
Oh,
they're building up the why? What thing for what? You should be happy for it. Your children are going to love this thing.
You obviously just made it very apparent you don't have kids.
Listen, I don't, bro. Did you get in on the early season pass for the first year that it's open? Super cheap.
Shut your filthy mouth. Listen to me. I love doing things with my kids. I don't like things.
Clearly you don't.
Here's the thing you may not know about me. I don't like large crowds, dude.
I know.
I don't like when people are surrounding me and there's no discernible path to get out and they can all turn on you. Dude, when we were at Disney, it hit me at one moment. I was like, these people could all go zombie right now. I have no way out. I got to fight my way out with my mother-in-law, my wife, and my 3 kids all on my back. That's all I'm thinking about the whole time, dude. And I hate getting ripped off. I hated that I paid $8 for a cup of coffee, but I needed a cup of coffee, dude. I hate that drinks throughout the day was like $200, but I do love the look on my kid's face at these things.
Yeah,
I will admit that.
I'm one of those people that, like, if I'm going to like an event, a theme park or something like that, I don't mind the extra cost with it because the overall day is so much fun because of the thing that we're doing that it's like, all right, this is just collateral damage essentially. So who cares? Right. So like, I love the rest of that.
See, I used to like going to massive. We didn't call them massives in New York, but I'm just the best way to describe. I used to love going to massive raves and stuff like that.
Like warehouse parties.
Yeah, warehouse parties. I actually went to a party in DC, I think DC or Baltimore. I can't remember what it was. It was called Starscape. Huge party. Not even the type of music I like. It was a lot of progressive trance, but it was one of the greatest parties I ever went to, and it was like on the waterfront there. Amazing. Best massive party I ever went to was at the actual what do you call it down in the city where they keep the ships, the actual war freighters and stuff like that. You
know yeah, right where the Intrepid is.
Yes.
I don't remember what the name of like the marina is there, but it's right on the West Side Highway.
Yeah, they had a party there called Boo 3. Amazing.
That sounds fun.
It was absolutely amazing. But hey, you
don't like large crowds, but you like to party in large crowds. Okay. I see it.
It was different. I was a different person then. I was completely there could have been like 5 people next to me. I'm just like, oh man, I don't even know what's going on right now. But I gotta tell you honestly, man, I'm excited for Fight Island. I want to see what the production is gonna be like from there.
Standard UFC, I would imagine. UFC has really good production, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, they're gonna do it up. Do you remember when it was like UFC 200 and they just introduced the gold banner for the championships and they had the new graphics and everything? Amazing. I'm always so impressed by like how actually I'm still impressed by how well they've handled being the first sport back for COVID.
Yeah, we're the only people acknowledging the fact that they're the fucking first sport back, by the way. Everyone's like, yo, NASCAR, first sport back. I'm like, no, they weren't, you bitch.
Not true. It's not true. Dude, the crazy thing about it is like Dana's getting tore apart by like New York people who don't even watch MMA, like not ESPN, CNN anchors.
For what?
Like just, they call them brash, which is true.
It's true.
Just pushing during this pandemic time and like being dangerous. And I was like, dude, he took a chance and it worked.
It worked 100%.
If everybody would have got sick, then we'd be having a different conversation. But MMA fans are eternally grateful, or at least I am. I can't speak for everyone, but it's been great to have fights on, even with this week card coming up right now. Even though I think it's an interesting match with Jessica I and
well, it'd be interesting if she fucking made weight.
She really thinks of herself as like, and other people have told her this. She really thinks of herself as like a high contention fighter. Like every time they do a promo for her, I'm like, wait, we're talking about a woman who lost to Miesha Tate. Not that Miesha Tate wasn't champion. We're also talking about a woman who got starched, murdered by the current champion in her division. No one wants to see that rematch.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I'm surprised she's awake now, to be honest with you.
100%. And I actually think Jessica is an interesting person, but we got to face reality sometimes. Like, you're in a division where the champion is leagues ahead of you.
Yeah, that's a hard division to be in. That's like being at 55, right? Because the top 3 guys at 55 are so far ahead of everyone else that it's really hard. We actually have interesting fights coming up after that, though. The next 2 cards are Blades Volkov, which is really good. Josh Emmett, Shane Burgos, Raquel Pennington. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Bilal Muhammad is fighting on that fight. Jim Miller's fighting on that card. Anytime Jim Miller fights is usually very exciting. And then after that, we have Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker, which is an incredible fight. That is a very, very good fight. Mike Perry, Mickey Gall.
Oh, that's a great fight.
That's a good fight too. Yeah.
Ian just fought. He's got a quick turnaround coming around, huh?
Yes. Yep. We got some quick fights, and then obviously 251 is going to be very, very good.
You know what's going to be a great fight on this card? Aspen Ladd versus Sarah McMahon. Sarah McMahon, I think, never really got off to the start that I think she's capable of in the UFC. But this is a great fight for Ladd, so this is going to be good. What's coming up there? 251. Look at this. Come on.
251 is going to be so good. Hell yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of really good fights coming up. I know this is our least like segment of the show, and we always fall right back into it.
People are haters. Let's get out of here, man. We got to go catch a flight anyway, so we can be there in time. I'll pick you up, and we'll head to Abu Dhabi right now. We'll just start making our way. We'll do it old school time.
No. We still have more topics to get through.
What do we got?
We have more topics to get. No, actually, we don't. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Short show this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for it. We'll try to give you the content you deserve. We had another video yesterday. Go check it out. It'll tacked onto this will be over an hour. So that's it. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website, YouTube, whatever it is, Podbean, all at Talking with a Dad. Thank you again for watching, guys, and have a great night.